Welcome to the video number 3 of digital electronics. In this, we discuss about the electromagnetic wave propagation, that is radio waves. In the previous video, we have discussed the ground wave propagation. In this video, we discuss the sky wave propagation. What is the sky wave propagation? So it is the propagation of the wave signals from one point to the another point via the reflection from the ionosphere is the sky wave propagation. The ionosphere extends from 50 kilometers to the 400 kilometers in the atmosphere above the Earth's surface. The outermost layer consisting of very less number of neutral atoms. The middle layer has moderate concentration, and then the lower layer has a higher concentration of atoms. This is the Earth atmosphere. The atmosphere consisting of troposphere up to 10 kilometers and stratosphere up to 50 kilometers and mesosphere from 50 to 90 kilometers and thermosphere from 90 to 700 kilometers. The ionosphere that ranges from 50 to 400 kilometers consisting of 4 layers. D layer from 50 to 90 kilometers, E layer from 90 to 130 kilometers and F1 layer from 130 to 250 kilometers and F2 layer from 250 to 400 kilometers. Here the layers of ionosphere makes a part of stratosphere, mesosphere and thermosphere. The uppermost layer of the ionosphere, that is F2 layer, consisting of less number of neutral atoms, and F1 layer consisting of more neutral atoms, and the E layer, the density of neutral atoms is more, that is the density of neutral atoms increases from F2, F1, E and D respectively as we come from this side to this side. As the cosmic rays from the sun reaches the upper layer, the number of atoms available for the interaction is less, and the less atoms get ionized in this upper layer. In the next layer, more atoms get ionized. As the energy of the cosmic rays penetrate the inner layer, its energy decreases. Hence, in the inner layers, less number of atoms get ionized. The upper layer has less density and the inner layer has more density of charged ions. When the electromagnetic wave travels from transmitter to the ionosphere, it reflects at the interface of the denser medium and then reaches the receiving antenna or the earth, and then the total internal reflection takes place as in optics. This is the picture of ionosphere layers, and this consisting of higher number of charged ions and here the less number of charged ions. Hence here the refractive index of this medium is more and this one is less. When the electromagnetic wave traveling from higher concentration to the lower concentration medium, it gets reflected back to the same medium and reaches the receiving antenna or the earth. And this process is called the total internal reflection at a particular angle, that is, it is the maximum angle at which electromagnetic waves get reflected back to the same medium is called the critical angle, and corresponding frequency is called the critical frequency. As the frequency increased, the energy of these rays is more, they are reflected back to the same medium by the upper layers. as the frequency is still more, that is more than 30 megahertz, they transmit and go to the upper layers and last. They penetrate into the upper atmosphere and last. The critical frequency in the case of skywave propagation is given by Fc is equal to 9 root n max, where n max is the maximum electron density of the ionosphere measured in per meter cube. The maximum usable frequency is the ratio of critical frequency to the cos theta or Fc secant theta. This is called secant law. Now we see the skip distance. It is the distance from the transmitter to the point where the sky wave first returns to the earth is called the skip distance. The skip distance depends on wave frequency and angle of incidence and also the degree of ionization. The skip distance is given by 2h root f square muf by fc minus 1, where h is the height where reflection occurred and fmuh is the maximum usable frequency and fc is the critical frequency and d skip is the skip distance. Now we can see the skip distance. It is the sky wave reflecting from the ionosphere and reaching the earth's surface. From this point where it reaches the earth's surface to the transmitting antenna is called the skip distance. The skip zone is the zone of silence between the point where the ground wave is too weak for the reception and the sky wave is first returned to the earth. That is this point and this point. That is called the skip zone. The limit of skip zone varies considerably depending on the operating frequency and time of delay and the season of the year and sunspot activity and also the direction of transmission. The virtual height. The vertical distance of the point where actually the radio wave get reflected from the ionosphere, that is from here to the surface of the earth, is called the virtual height, and the virtual height is greater than the actual height. So this is the actual height and this is the actual path of the sky wave and this is the projected path. This is the virtual height. The critical angle. The maximum vertical angle for which the transmitted signal returns to the earth's surface is called the critical angle. The maximum vertical angle for which the transmitted signal returns to the earth's surface is called the critical angle. Now let's see the advantages of skywave propagation. It supports larger distance propagation. The frequency range operation is considerably high and the attenuation due to the atmosphere condition is less. And if you see the disadvantages, the long distance propagation requires a long sized antennas. Due to the presence of ionosphere near and far during the night and day, there exists a variation in signal transmission in day and night. Very large frequencies are transmitted and last. The applications of skywave propagation is widely used in mobile and satellite communication as it needs suitable atmosphere conditions.